Space, the final frontier. These are the voyages of a duck with a phaser. Pew, pew. Pew, pew. Pew. How are you guys? Welcome to the show, everyone. What the hell am I doing with my life? Making quacking noises in front of people.
I think the duck is appropriate in view of recent weather.
Yes.
Yes, definitely.
If it gets any more humid, I will have to evolve gills. I dislike it too much.
Is there such a thing as liking a duck too much?
Sorry?
Is there such a thing as liking a duck too much?
Yes. Legally, yes. So welcome, guys, one and all, to a question, not a question of Trek. I haven't played a question of Trek in ages. I hope Conti's doing all right. Conti disappeared off the internet.
Yeah, I really enjoyed that question of Trek. It was a shame.
It was a fun show, but yeah. Sorry about that. As I recall, Conti went back to university to do a new degree, and I hope they're doing okay. But yeah, this isn't the question of Trek. This is Star Trek Adventures.
Yes.
A completely different show, whose rule book I've forgotten to grab because it's all the way over there. So we'll get it as we need it. We have with us tonight Miller, who plays our lovely android. We have Krista, who plays our fantastic doctor/hacker medic, and James, who plays our fantastic pilot, who is also quite cuddly. So, we do have a couple of extra guys that might be here. Patrick's apparently having a bit of trouble getting to a computer, and I haven't heard from Captain T-Dowd for a few days, but hopefully they're okay. So, last time we played, I believe we were about to get our asses handed to us by some door locks, was it? So some
bloody pepper pots.
Some aggressive pepper pots with views on how everyone else is inferior. They might want to exterminate. We may be able to stop them now. However, that will require us to be able to put together a makeshift fleet in order to fight them back. So, shall we begin by setting the scene? Or shall we actually say hello to everyone that's in the chat? I just realised I haven't done that. We have St. Martin the First. How you doing, man? Hope you're doing okay. We have, Chris is here. Hello. A guy called Claire says the fat man is here.
That's me.
No, that was Scatman, wasn't it? Yeah, that doesn't work.
Yeah, that was Scatman.
It doesn't work. We have James who says we need a t-shirt saying I'm on Claire. Okay.
It malfunctions, Zoe. I said Claire Beers Claire's computer, and I put up on the chat I'm on Claire. I tried to put I'm on Claire's computer, and it finished with I'm on Claire. And now that's on the internet.
Yeah. There it is for the whole world to see. Good times.
Oh no.
Is there anyone else who's in the chat that I need to say hello to? There is. Andy Fry's Junction, who says, "Evening, fab people. I could do with a fab. It's a bit warm." So, yes. Now that we've welcomed everyone to the ridiculous show full of people who totally know what they're doing, honest.
I've just had a private message from Patrick. He's not going to be coming tonight.
Oh, that's a shame. Is he okay?
Yeah.
Good.
ish, I think.
Well, as long as he's still in one piece, that's what mainly counts, really. I've always said, guys, that real life comes first. If he can't make it, he can't make it. We'll work around that, and he's always welcome back next time. Same for anyone else. Same with Captain Dowd if he isn't able to make it. So, we have a situation, however, because last time on Star Trek Adventures, we were. I'm looking over there because that's where you guys are, but the camera's actually there. So, see, gotta do that better with a proper sound effect. There you go. Ding dong. Can you tell that I'm not entirely there today? I finished work at 6:30 this morning, got a few hours sleep, got up, did some housework, and then came onto the show. I'm not entirely with it.
With it is overrated.
Yeah, I've heard that. I would like to be with it once so I could try it and see if it was for me. It hasn't happened.
I don't think
yet.
you'd enjoy it.
I'm too used to not being with it. So what we have at the end of last episode, we got to an interesting situation because our ships were running back to Deep Space Nine to try and put together a makeshift fleet because while you were investigating a signal, an unknown signal anomaly, the Daleks invaded the galaxy through a hole in reality and started shooting at you. So you decided to bravely run away and form up to fight them somewhere else. So we're about to arrive at Deep Space Nine, and some ships are already here, ready and willing to fight the good fight with you. Shall we see how it goes? Da-da-da-da. That's not the one I want. There it is. So this is the situation. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a bit of an issue. For a start, these are the Daleks. Beep, beep. And they're flying in a giant ship that's almost, but not quite as big as Deep Space Nine. If I move this to the top, this layer, there, you can see it's not quite as big as Deep Space Nine, but it's getting there. This is your ship.
Oh, that's not good.
So we're going to have a few issues here, I think.
Zoe, this isn't kind of one of these crossover things where it's like a Matchbox or a Micro Machines versus a Corgi. It's these are all to scale. Yeah, it's just we've not tried blending two toy lines, have we?
No, these are not to scale. They're kind of representative of size. Deep Space Nine I've made 3 times bigger than the Federation ships because you can dock a Federation ship at Deep Space Nine. The Daleks are in the middle because they're not as big as Deep Space Nine for their ships, but when you see them in the show, they're huge. So I've decided that from a point of view of scale, they would probably be in the middle between a Federation starship and Deep Space Nine. But none of this is scientific. Every single part of it's a bit wishy-washy, and we'll see how we go. So I'm going to bring up the dice roller while you guys decide what your next move is.
Didn't Krista have a cunning plan last time that we should maybe think about implementing?
Yes, I said we should play bat and ball because whatever weapons they use, it is possible to deflect them back to them using like whatever a lightsaber is made from. That can deflect it, but you need some ships to do that with. So we were getting that ready. Me and T Dowd were in a runabout near the wormhole in case we needed to.
Right.
Needed to do a runner, but I thought that I might beam, see if I can be transported to Deep Space Nine and take a runabout and distract the Daleks for a little bit to buy some time.
Okay.
I also thought on this runabout, I want to put some probes on there and send them through whatever that rift thing is that this thing came through and see what's on the other side.
That sounds like a good idea. I like that. Right, so I'm going to put an extra thing underneath these so I know what they are. This is going to be the shuttlecraft that you guys are on at the moment.
I think Laura Mipson is quite a nice name for a ship. But there we are.
Laura Mipson is not the name of the shuttlecraft. I'm going to call
Zoe,
it
how
shuttlecraft.
far did we get with the deflector control? Because we were doing that the last time. As we said, send people down to deflector control to try and turn it. The polarity had to be changed so as it would bounce things back.
Yeah, I don't remember actually whether we got anywhere to do that. I think we may have, but I don't know.
It is possible to make whatever beam it is you need. Our ships do have the capability. The runabout maybe not, but certainly the bigger class ships do. So they are able to make one of these, and you can play bat and ball apparently.
I love your way of wording that, Krista. We'll play bat and ball with one of the most deadly species on the planet in the universe. That's fantastic.
We've got to up our game here.
I'm just setting this up. I'm going to put the alert sign as the wormhole. There you are. So if you guys are over near that, there you are. That's you guys. There. So now we know what's going on. And we'll bring in the other ships. I'll put the things down as we need to. So, yeah. We were about to do something with the engineering in the deflector dish, but I can't remember whether we did it or not. Shall we do some dice rolls to see how well it goes? So I just got to bring that up now, don't I?
Yeah, you said we needed to buy some time. So that's why I said I'd beam to DS9 and grab a runabout and distract, and also send some probes through on the other side of that thing at the same time. How well am I able to outrun that in a shuttlecraft, or rather maneuver? They're far more maneuver. That thing is rather large and doesn't maneuver very well. So a shuttlecraft will. So.
Yeah, I completely agree with that.
Fancy flying is needed.
Okay, so we'll do that as well. This is Tabby's.
So I'm leaving. I'm leaving. I'm leaving T-Dab with the changeling, who is a bit better, but he's not happy with these Daleks because apparently they've decided they aren't very nice either.
The way I have it for the changeling's characterization in my head is he hates you, but he hates them more.
Yes, yeah, that's what I got the impression, that he wasn't very impressed with us, but he really hates them. They're despicable.
Yes,
as far as the changeling is concerned.
So I'm just trying to find the Dropbox. Stop it. Bloody thing. Right, I'm trying to find there it is. There's Farron's. We'll need that at some point, so let's grab that. Copy link. I'm just trying to grab the character sheets, you see, so that we can do this. I'm a bit behind on what I was going to be doing because of, well...
Zoe, do you have your phone with you?
Yes.
Can I send you a message on Messenger? Please?
Yeah. Right, and there's Farron, there's Saul. Right, I think that's... No, Dowd is here as well. Captain Dowd has his own character sheet that I don't have. Right, that's why I can't find it. Okay, so there's all our character sheets. That's what we need. Oops, that's not what I needed. There we go. So now we know what the character sheets are. Everything's fine. I now need to grab my... What is word? How English? Yes. Yes, good. I do know. Yes, I know how English works. Honest. Sign with passkey. Yes. Allow the... No, get off the bloody... Just continue with password. Freaking hell. Let me in so I can see what I'm... Okay, guys. I am a little bit off my game. Allow... Why the hell does it do this every time? I work here, right at this desk, with this computer every single day of my life. And every single day, Apple says, can you please verify that it's you when loading up iCloud? And every single day I go, yes, it's me. What are you doing? This is what Star Trek is actually going to be like. I'll tell you right now. That's what it's going to be like. It's going to be a load of people shouting at the computer while crashing into the sun. Because in order to steer away, you're going to have to unlock the keyboard.
I've never been really worried about Skynet or anything like that after dealing with most of the computer systems I've dealt with, because it's simply they're just going to lock, like you say. They're not going to work.
Yeah, it's not going to work. None of it's going to work ever, because it's all made cheaply by people who don't know what they're bloody doing.
If we ever met something like Ash, he would just be sat there waiting for the latest, firmware update or something,
Yes. Ash has encountered a problem and needs to shut down.
Sociopathy X has stopped working.
It's funny because it's true. So, right. First of all, T'Pau is beaming to Deep Space Nine to commandeer a shuttle. That's perfectly fine. We can do that. Meanwhile, on the Enigma, aren't you? There. Yes, that's where Saul is on the Enigma. So, Miller.
Yep.
I'm going to ask you to do some engineering checks for me with the engineering team, since it's you and Tabby that are on there. Could I have a reason plus science check? No, sorry, reason plus engineering check, please.
Right. Reason for me is 11 and engineering is 5.
Okay, so two D20s, anything below 60, anything 16 or below, basically, is a victory.
So I've got 7 and 7.
Okay, with the computer assistance, you have 4 successes. So you and your engineering team will be able to successfully reconfigure the deflector dish en route to Deep Space Nine as you're going there, so that you can attempt this deflection thing with the deflectors. Deflectors deflecting. So the Daleks, if they attack, might have a bit of an issue on their hands.
Sweet.
Yes.
Well, put it this way, Tabby. I mean, the warranty's done on the Starship anyway, so I think we've kind of buggered the end user agreement.
Yes, it looks like we haven't got a great number of choices. I suppose we better make sure this deflector shield is set up before we start encouraging them to attack. What are they doing now, incidentally?
Nah, be all right.
The moment the Daleks are simply pursuing you, they're trying to get to where you are. They haven't got there yet. They are slower than you are. So at the moment, you're able to arrive at Deep Space Nine before they do, and you can warn the fleet, which has managed to arrive. It's the Robinson A, commanded by Captain Continuum Trek at the moment. So that's cool. And the other ship that appears just as you arrive is the Enterprise E. There are 2 other ships on the way, and I can't remember what they are. So, so there's that. Yeah.
There were cannon fodder, Zoe. One was an Excelsior.
That was it, Excelsior.
Yeah.
I can't remember.
I think we can basically push into the path of the Daleks. Thousands of people on board, but it's okay. It's just.
I was about to say, we're not the Federation. We wouldn't send Oberths to fight the Borg, but they did send Oberths to fight the Borg. The Battle of Wolf 359 has some bloody Oberths in it.
Yep. Bonestall.
How far can we beam things?
From where we are, we're just around between Deep Space Nine and the wormhole, which means we're about 2 hours flight on a shuttle, or a Bajoran shuttle, from Bajor. So you could probably beam to Deep Space Nine from here, or into the wormhole, but you wouldn't be able to beam down to Bajor.
Could we beam stuff onto the Dalek ship?
If you can get through their shields, yes.
We tried that, Tabby. Remember, it didn't work. We tried. I think it was about the time I said we should use biological.
Yes, I recall. So
it didn't.
So
Sorry?
what we need to do is destroy the shields and then immediately beam stuff on board.
If you can get the shield down at some point, yes. I'm trying to find your message there, Krista. Messenger is slow tonight for me, and now wants me to log. Why does everything want me to log in? I'm here already. You know who I am. I was talking to you earlier, you stupid bloody machine.
Zoe, is there any possibility that we can scan and get a detailed scan of the ship? It must have, conceivably, it must have some form of generator for those shields.
Its hull is impervious to standard sensors, but it doesn't mean that you couldn't.
It might be worth a chance, James, just seeing if there's anything we can detect on it that we could attack. Because if we can bring the shields down, then we could put some form of nerve agent. Because part of these things is organic, so we could use a nerve agent on them.
I mean, what I was thinking actually was attacking the non-organic bits by having sort of exploding things that put salt water in large quantities, which would presumably damage the electronics.
Or EMP.
That would also work.
Message from Patrick was he wants to fill the warp core with nukes, and he wants to eject the warp core onto the Dalek ship.
I am a fan of this plan. I want to, and I want to subscribe to that newsletter.
Well, we could use the Excelsior class, and we could force it into the Daleks. It's got a warp core in it, and they are pretty good cannon fodder.
Patrick is happy that he can take this stuff himself and be a martyr to the cause.
Oh, God.
I'm not sure that's entirely necessary, is it?
Welcome to demonetization.
Well, it can't be any worse than my son apparently got tried for war crimes when he was on his summer camp for wiping out an entire squad using, I think he had rockets or something, and he took out the entire of the other squad that were attacking them in laser tag. So he got tried for war crimes. And he's 11. There's no hope for anybody else.
I'm impressed.
He said, I used 2 rockets because they were irritating. I'm like, bloody hell.
Okay, an Excelsior class has just arrived, the USS Lorem Ipsum.
Brilliant name. We should definitely have more of those.
There was a Nebula class, but I can't remember what it was called. There is a Nebula class that was supposed to be here. It's not here. I will bring it in a moment as the final ship to arrive.
Just call it the Sulaco. So we've already got a crossover. So we can
I like that, yes. I like that. Let's bring that in. I don't have a Nebula class, so I'm just going to use the Federation logo again. Where the hell's it gone? Oh, there it is.
What's the strategy game where that is all you have? You just have the flag as a representative of your units. There is one like that. It's a board game. It's not Risk.
I want to say Race for the Galaxy, but I don't think it is. Good game, though.
It'll come to me at 3 in the morning. Don't worry.
If you text me at 3 in the morning, I will probably reply. So the Nebula class has now arrived. There we are. So this is our fleet at the moment. No, it isn't, because Krista jumped onto Deep Space Nine and got a runabout.
Yes.
So,
Are you sure, Krista, that you want to try and, play? I've got laser tag stuck in my head, so I'll just use that as an analogy. Are you sure you want to play laser tag with that cruiser? Because
I'm not exactly playing laser tag with it. I'm distracting it because I can move a lot faster than it can, and so with some fancy flying, which I don't think is all inconceivable, I can drive my car fairly well, and I can avoid stuff and things and objects being flying in the road and stuff. You've got to avoid all this stuff. You don't know when a deer's going to jump out or anything. And pheasants and birds are something else. They're very hazardous.
oh my goodness!
You have to avoid all these things. So I'm fairly good at moving stuff about.
So all I'm going to say is, you're flying a caravan with missiles, so you're welcome to use them.
welcome to Centre Park, Sarajevo.
And I'm taking some probes to send them through that whatever anomaly is there, so we can see what is on the other side, as to whether we want to close it permanently or whether it's something that we want to explore and find out some more about.
If this is a success, we could monitor their ability to track and fire, so we would get at least some useful data and telemetry on their weapon systems, how fast a ship, how fast they can respond to a threat. So if it's a success, I'm looking at the displacement of our ships. Is there any way that we could overwhelm its? Is there any way to overwhelm this thing? That's what I'd be thinking. There's 5 of us. We don't want to just go straight down the middle because I'm assuming it's got quite a heavy amount of weaponry facing forward. Is there any way we can just overwhelm it and swamp it?
Well, let me put it this way. Its weapons are facing in every direction. The Dalek ship is a circle, and every single part of it appears from outside to be symmetrical. It's basically a giant frisbee made of guns.
Yes.
We're boned.
Above and below, do they have weapons as well, or is it just the edges?
Above and below, that's where the guns are. On the edges, that's where they launch their Dalek little ships. So it's mostly carrier spots. What's the word? Hangars. I couldn't. What the frick is a carrier spot?
Wait a minute. Jay, can we do another scatter? Oh, you said it's impervious. Is there any way that we could get metal density around that area to see how, if there's a weakness there, if there's a weakness in the shielding, if there's any sort of chink in the armor?
You mean chaff?
Well, no. What I'm thinking is if the doors maybe could. Oh Jesus, that's a big spider. Right, feet up. If there's any way that we could blast a hole through one of the doors, we could get a quantum torpedo in that and possibly do some damage. Where is that thing?
Or it may have some kind of exhaust port or something. I don't know.
Sorry?
It may have some kind of exhaust port or something.
That thing's got to have a tailpipe. I remember Star Trek 6. You're flying a giant hotel that's also a science department. There's going to be something on board that you could throw at them to see things, isn't there? Like you could launch. I'm just thinking that time when Data reconfigured a photon torpedo to see cloaked Romulans.
Could we put a GoPro on the front of a torpedo?
I think that's called a probe.
Oh, you're going at some speed. Sorry, it's gone over there.
It's more scared of you than you are of it.
Oh, the Tageneri Giganta. Well, they're not part of the same species anymore, apparently.
Sorry, what?
the giant house spider is no longer part of the same species as or same genus as the house spider. They realised it's actually quite less related than was thought.
Well, I did not know that.
They look very similar, but they're not as related as was once considered to be the case.
Huh.
But the giant house spiders come in the house around this time of year. They're perfectly harmless.
Yeah, they come in because it's warm and dry, and they're looking to set up a nest to breed.
I have a cat. The cat is supposed to take care of this. The cat has left me because Claire has gone up the stairs to take a bath. Norman is trying to grift more treats. He should be down here taking care of the spider.
You're a little fluffy. Nice little cat.
He's not earning his rent, damn it.
What am I paying you for? All right, we could use we could reconfigure one of the probes. I'm also thinking as well, is there any point in doing a sort of starburst thing to this to see if we can dazzle their systems?
Starburst.
I'm open to any suggestions. That it basically comes down to what you guys want to try. We'll see if I can wangle a reason why it would or would not work, and I'm happy to try it.
Well, we can send them some opal fruits to see if they like that, but maybe the GoPro on the missile.
A missile with a GoPro on the end's got a probe.
Yes, one of those. That'll do.
A telemetry thingy.
Yeah.
Right. Let's probe this swine and see what it's like. Let's see if we can get any more information. I mean, at this point, we could just like send it on a collision course and see if we could ram it through one of the doors so that we could peek inside it.
That sounds like a plan.
Yeah. What do you need me to roll for that?
Okay. Let's go for a control plus security.
Right. I have 10 and 1. How about you, James?
Oh, let me have a brief look. Control 9, security 4. So it looks like I've got a slightly higher score.
Okay.
So should I roll for that?
Yep, go for it. 2d20.
2d20. So I've got 2 and 16.
Okay, so one success with the 2 plus the one success I rolled means the computer assistance. Yeah, I'm going to say it's probably a difficulty of 1, given the size of the thing, to be able to fire on it. So let's go for it. You fire a probe at the Dalek ship. From the distance you are, it'll go beep, 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 beep. I'm going to grab this. Beep, 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 as it comes in to attack on the Dalek ship. I'll put you back there. And what you're getting back from the telemetry, you see the ship coming in, and then it starts to crackle. The video seems to crackle up as it comes nearer to the Dalek-style shields, at which point the probe just disintegrates. The Dalek shields disintegrate on it, and static goes everywhere. However, if you're looking at it from the view screen on the Enigma itself, you'll notice that the shields don't operate the same way that your shields do. This probe is disrupting the shields a little bit. It's not a huge amount, but it possibly is enough that you could try something else.
I think Zoe's hinting at the fact that it maybe would be effective against an energy weapon, but not against a rock. Do we have a quarry nearby?
A quarry? They're redeveloping one of Bejor's moons. I remember the episode. There was an episode where Kira went to get a farmer off a deserted moon that they were about to terraform. So, yeah, there'll be quarries and all sorts over there.
Oh, wait. Actually, here's a bit of comments. Here's actually a sensible suggestion. If solid objects disrupt it, which is kind of what this thing's done, why don't we just, why don't we just use the rocks like chaff? Well, not chaff. Chaff disrupts radar. why don't we just try and break up the shield a bit with the rocks, like try and weaken it a bit, and then see if we can get an energy weapon through to it?
Sounds good to me. What about you guys?
We could try that if we can find the rocks.
There's going to be some rocks in some of the mines. Hell, Deep Space Nine's probably got some rooms still full of unprocessed ore.
Now, if they have unprocessed ore, presumably they'll also have spoil, which we could use, which is less valuable.
James, or if it's an energy shield and it's repulsing physical objects, so if we use something like ore, could we short it?
I mean, it depends how it works, I suppose. We don't know how it works, but it's from a completely different universe. We could try throwing rocks and see what happens.
Okay,
but I'm wondering whether we might try Krista's plan, because I imagine that the weapons that they fire at us will have to go through the shields in one way, so they'll have to go through the shields, presumably in the other direction, if they're reflected back at them, which I think was perhaps Krista's idea, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was the idea. The fact that their own weapons will probably damage them, but not us if we can deflect them. That was the idea.
Yes, so maybe we should try that rather than throwing rocks at it, which seems interesting, but perhaps a little bit less likely to have much effect.
Okay, how do we get it to fire at us?
We also need to be really careful about is that on board that ship is a very large bomb. If they detonate it, it will take out an awful lot of stuff, okay? Because all of them have it. It's very much a self-preservation that we're going to go, and you also can go with us. They're evil little buggers.
How far away do we have to be not to be caught in the whatever?
A very, 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 very long way. What is on there is a massive bomb. I mean,
I'll zoom out to give you an idea. If you're over here, down in the bottom left, you might be all right.
That's quite some distance.
Yeah, we have to be a bit careful with handling these.
Oops.
I mean, somebody did say, now I forget who it was on Discord, something about matter and antimatter and to crush them. So no harm could, but I can't remember who it was and on which bit of the Discord.
Matter, antimatter. Almost like the warp core.
Yeah. But I couldn't find, I don't know who it was, and I thought I'd taken a photo of the post, but I don't seem to have it on my phone, so whatever it was, it seemed quite a logical thing to do, the antimatter and matter.
I suppose the trick is always with antimatter getting hold of enough of the stuff.
How the runabouts, I've forgotten what class they are. Yangtze class, isn't it? They're named after a river.
Danube class.
Danube class. There we go. They have warp drives. They have a warp core.
They do.
Would it be possible to put one on automatic pilot and to have it jettison its warp core, like a bomb, instead of just wasting the entire runabout?
I don't see why you couldn't. Your biggest issue, though, will be getting the runabout out of the way in time for to not get hit by the explosion.
Mm-hmm.
Unless you're planning to try and modify its shield so that you can ride the wave, so to speak.
Yes, it's an interesting question. A question is, does our warp drive enable us to travel more quickly than the area effect of explosion? In other words, can we attack the ship and then before it has a chance to respond, move away at such a speed that the explosion doesn't catch up with us until we get far away from its area of effect?
Your biggest...
If they don't get any time to deal with the situation and do anything about it, then that'll be fine because they won't be detonating anything. there'll
Big,
be.
your biggest issue with using the warp drive is that you are technically inside a solar system. So there's not just planetary debris, but shuttles and other vehicles flying around between planets. And if you hit one, you're going to have a bit of a bad time. That's one of the reasons why all starships tend to slow to impulse before coming into a star system. And it's why when Kira suggested that they use the warp drive to get Bashir's changeling before he blew up the Bajoran sun, everyone thought she was mad.
Yeah, because if there's a particle, there's issues with the deflector and everything at light speed or warp speed in a solar system. You could end up with a tiny thing that size. It would be like a bullet going through the starship. Let's take stock of everything, because first of all, how do we get that thing to fire us so that we could enact Krista's plan? Secondly, if we want to use the warp core of one of the vessels, I wouldn't say we should have it manned, because that's sending someone to the death. Would it be possible to use ore or something else to act like chaff so that the Daleks don't know what's happening? We saw that there was an effect when something solid, when a tangible physical object hit the shields. Would that then have other effects on the ship? Would it perhaps distract them enough to see what's going on with that, or to focus their attention on that? So could we, as Zoe said, could we use perhaps something like ore as chaff and spray it over them whilst we direct a vessel towards them that we then use as an unmanned bomb?
Before you go any further, you did fire at them with the probe. The Daleks would like to respond, please.
Have we organised our shiny things?
Could Tabby, could you please give me a control plus con check, please?
9
2d20.
plus 2, rolling 2d20, 18 and 19.
Oh dear.
Yes, I didn't think those numbers were the best.
Right. Okay. This might be a bit of an issue. So they fired at you, and they've hit.
Oh dear.
So I believe your shields were about 50% at last time. So I'm just going to roll some dice. Let's see if I've got enough. I'll roll them again. Right.
Do we have time to write a will while we're here?
Okay. I've got 1 hit, 2 hits, 3 hits. So, got 3 hits direct onto the shields. Your shields are now at, I'm going to say, if they weren't at 50% before, they're at 50% now. The Daleks have hit you. Sorry.
Oh dear. Well, had we not sorted out our shiny things in time?
Well, that's what I'm about to ask you. Do you want to try that deflection thing? Okay.
Yeah,
could I have what would it be? I suppose it would be a control plus science check, please.
From which one of us, or both?
Either's fine.
I've got 9 and 2.
I've got 10 and I've got 10 and 2. Do you want to? Do you want me to have a go? Or do you want to have a go, James?
That'd probably be better. Yes.
Okay.
14 and 11.
Okay, one of those is a success. I've rolled 1 success for the computer as well. So with computer assistance, you are able to, as the shot connects with your shield system, press the button in time for the deflectors to respond. The ship glows a little bit as it absorbs the thing and then repels, going straight back to the Daleks. Let's see if they can get out the way with a giant ship that can hardly turn. No. They can't. Okay, so you didn't take your shields down to 50%. Don't worry about it. But they seem a little bit worse for wear. The fire hits their ship shields, and they glow, crackle, and for a second, it doesn't appear like there are any shields at all. You actually get a scan through on your scanners, and you can see that the ship is made of an unknown substance, but you can see life forms inside.
Can we immediately beam exploding things on board?
It's not quite long enough for you to do that. It's like you see it for a second and then it's gone.
Ah, unfortunate. So we need to be ready to do it very quickly next time that happens, to beam lots of exploding things on board.
Okay,
Can
well,
we see if we can-
I'm in a runabout.
Yep.
So
Got
we
you
need
here.
right, what do I want to do? Do I want to take some dirt with me and throw the dirt at them? See what happens.
I am more than happy to get behind this plan. I want to see how it goes.
Well, if something hits me from that ship, how good are my shields? That's what I need to know.
Given the amount of firepower that the Daleks have to offer, you may as well not have shields.
Right, okay.
Runabouts are nowhere near as powerful as a Galaxy class.
Okay, so whatever it is, I need to throw it at them and run away.
Maybe we just ditch, no pun intended, that idea, and we just stick to something that's. I think I was, partly because I'm tired as well, muddling chaff and destructive, things.
I think that maybe one of the other ships, when we repel something, one of the other ships needs to beam something on board theirs. If yeah. But
So
we need to somehow get them to fire again at us.
Well, can we fire something else at them in order to draw their fire and get our shiny things ready? Although, of course, they may be wise to this by now, but I don't know quite how intelligent these pepper pots really are. Have another go at seeing if we can fire something at them, because they're probably going to want to fire at us. Get them to do the reflection thing again and set up some automated systems that we've got everything set up so that the moment that their shields go down, it automatically beams on a very large number of things that will explode inside their ship.
Yeah, Patrick wants to put a warp core on their ship with nukes in it. That's what he wants to do.
Inside the ship. Well, maybe we should try that.
Yeah.
I'm all for this plan, but my question is twofold. Who's putting the nukes into the warp core, and which warp core are you using?
Does it necessarily have to be nuclear warheads in the warp core? If we just want to cause a matter antimatter chain reaction, don't we just need to damage the warp core in some way, or have something in it, like a timer, a fuse that damages it? The other thing as well, which vessel? We are already partly damaged. As long as there's another vessel to pull us out the road, one of the other ships there, even the Excelsior class, should be able to pull us. Not at high warp, though, because the shear forces won't do very well with the tractor beam. But if it does go wrong, we can be pulled out of the way.
I'm gonna level with you with one thing, because something's just come to my mind. A matter-antimatter explosion will destroy anything. Like it will put a hole in a Borg cube kind of thing. So here's my question to you. Given that it's essentially just destroying matter, converting it directly into energy and burning that up in an explosion, do you think when antimatter or matter and antimatter together, annihilating everything around it, hits the bomb that's on the Dalek ship, would it explode, or would it just be absorbed and turned into energy along with all the other matter? That's my question. Would it explode? And if so, will it actually be any different to a matter-antimatter explosion from a warp core going critical? Or am I overthinking this?
I think you're the one with a degree in physics. You could tell us, really, I suppose. It's an interesting question.
A chance to use my degree.
Isn't this like the riddle? What happens if you're going at light speed and you put the lights on? It's a similar thing, because at light speed everything has to be turned into energy, doesn't it? Speed of light, everything gets absorbed. And I'm also thinking about our tridents, our nuclear deterrent. I mean, yeah, if a bomb hits the silos that have got them in them, that there's a possibility that they would go off. But we're talking about a completely different piece of equipment here. Is it not more likely that we would just vaporize the whole thing, the control mechanisms, the explosives, everything would just be subsumed by the good God, I need a night's sleep. The matter-antimatter explosion, but it would not just subsume everything.
And also, isn't the act of turning everything into energy the same thing as an explosion in some meaningful sense?
Yeah, but I would say it's exothermic, yeah.
Yeah. But it's in a different control direction. It's going to be the direction. Right. Try follow me and see if I'm getting this in a way that makes sense. If you have a controlled explosion, which is what you would have, and like matter and antimatter hit and are traveling that way toward the screen, and the bomb is here at the screen, the matter antimatter would hit. It's going to explode. It would. I'm assuming that you've got a shape charge, and it's not that from the warp core, and it's not just going in all directions. But the bomb would be in all directions. So my question is there enough energy going toward the bomb that the explosion that would be coming this way would be cancelled, like waves coming in two different directions? Therefore, the explosion would continue away from you.
Yeah, constructive, destructive interference.
Yeah. Therefore, it wouldn't be a problem for you to not be able to get out of the way at high warp.
What do you think, James? We could roll the dice on it.
That's one option. I mean, there are different possible explosions we could be thinking about, and I haven't disambiguated what you're meaning. One is the explosion of the thing they've got on board, but they have to have time to set that thing off, and we're hoping they don't have time to do that. So I don't think we're talking about that. The other possibility is the explosion of the Farron's nukes, but I'm not sure quite how powerful they are, and I'm not sure that those are powerful enough to get us from that point from here, because that's relatively basic technology by Star Trek standards, as far as I can tell. Or there's the explosion created by the mixing of matter and antimatter, and I'm not sure quite how much power that has, and presumably it won't go faster than the speed of light, and in this universe we can go faster than the speed of light, but the trouble is, I suppose we'll send debris into the nearby solar system, which is something we're trying to avoid.
Well, we've got enough ships, we can clean it up.
Yeah. I think the issue is what we're rolling the dice on is there is what is on a dialectic ship. Is a neutron bomb that they called it in the series, isn't it? It's a fairly powerful.
I can't remember what exactly it's called, but it's basically a giant fuck you to anyone who tries to blow up Daleks.
We don't have intelligence on the warhead yield. So what we're rolling the dice on is if we put the warp core on their ship, it detonates, and you've got that lovely shockwave. Is the explosive force from that going to be greater than anything that we that's sent back to us when we set their warhead off, which invariably will happen because we've just put a bomb on their ship. So it's like chucking a grenade into a Heinkel's bomb bay. The bombs will go off, but...
Oh, you think it'll be incidental detonation?
I think we would... I'm fairly sure there would be a secondary detonation from this, along with the rest of their systems. But the warp core might be more powerful.
Can the space station outrun this explosion as well? Because it's not going to go faster than the speed of light.
The space station will not be able to outrun anything. Deep Space Nine can hardly move. It has maneuvering thrusters that are basically for maintaining orbit around a planet, but it's not around a planet anymore. Bejor's like over there. So if you've got the bomb coming this way, is your charge going that way going to be big enough to essentially cancel that out? That's what you want to make sure.
Maybe actually having the nukes with it is an idea, James.
We don't know what their bomb is, do we? Krista is the one who researched it, I think. I mean, what is the stuff that emanates outwards? Because on Earth, of course, a bomb going off will set off a shock wave in air, but there is no air in space. So is it radiation, or is it actually launching matter?
I can't answer that. I just know that there's a large bomb on the ship that is very powerful, but what's in it or anything, the problem is they're an alien species, and this is something that cannot be determined what exactly is on their ship, other than it's very large and very powerful, and Zoe's shown us how far it will extend if it goes off.
So had we better put something...
They're neutron bombs or reality bombs.
That was it, yes.
My nukes are 100 something or of a megatron range. The nukes that Patrick has. Okay, does that help? Doesn't make any. I'm not understanding that because I don't.
100 megaton.
I just misheard that as 100 megatrons. And I was thinking, now Prime.
Yeah.
Die, Autobots.
100 megaton range. I don't know what that means particularly, but I'm sure somebody here will.
Of explosive force in try not to tolerate, I think.
Yep, it's 100. It's the equivalent explosion of 100 megatons, 100,000 tons of TNT.
And in terms of the intelligence on the neutron bomb, on that, what's the equivalent in megatons?
I'm just trying to find the Dalek reality bomb. Okay, super weapon created by Davros. It's not on all ships. The reality bomb isn't on all ships. It's Davros's ship. It's one he used to try and destroy all life everywhere because he's a prick. The dead man's hand that's on a Dalek ship isn't the reality bomb. It's a nuke. It's like a big neutron bomb. It'll destroy life but leave buildings standing.
And the same thing would apply, though. If we could cancel out the blast wave from it.
But it's
but couldn't we just? Sorry, couldn't we just get Deep Space Nine to enact radiation protocol? We're all going to have to do that if we set this thing off anyway.
Is the space station capable of withstanding gamma rays?
The station will have shields to prevent a lot of stuff. Well, basically, it's sitting in space near an anomaly. So it's like everyone else, they've probably got some good radiation shielding. Otherwise, you don't live in space very long. So,
okay. So actually, a neutron bomb isn't particular at that distance. Is not a particular risk.
From Star Trek's point of view, no.
Yes. Okay. So, original plan then is to goad them into firing again, get our deflection again if they are going to fire again, given what happened last time. I would suggest perhaps all the ships put some kind of deflection on, just in case they fire at something else. And then, in any moment when their shields aren't there, at that moment, beam on Patrick's nukes and make things go bang.
Should we have should we set up a system whereby the sensors trigger the transporter automatically because a human's not going to be able to do that?
I like that idea. Yes.
So what do you want to do, Zoe? Does one of us need to roll for that?
Let's see if we can do it. Yeah. Well, If you fail, I'm going to do something horrible and have the Daleks fire again before you manage to do it. No pressure.
You could probably get the computer to assist as well, and if you both roll together, you're far more chance of two of you somebody getting a success than just one.
I like it. Yeah, let's do this. I'm a fan of this plan. So let's go for reason plus engineering.
I've got 11 and 5.
I've got 11 and 2. So I don't know who you want us to roll. Do you want 2 rolls or 1 roll?
2 d20 from either of you, or both, if you both want to try and do it.
Let's go, James.
2 is better than 1, isn't it? So perhaps we should both try to do it. I get 8 and 11.
I've got 8 and 11.
I
can put a screenshot up. I've legit got 8 and 11.
Hey, these things are going to happen at some point. We roll enough dice. We're going to get jinx. Okay, so I think that's definitely enough successes. So you managed to do this before the Daleks decide to shoot at you again. Well done. So basically, you've got your computer ready to. I assume you're beaming your warp core, and then with the nukes packed around it, onto the Dalek ship if you can get it to go for you.
Yes. And
Okay.
putting up our radiation shields and telling everyone else to do the same thing.
Yeah. You're going to need all of your transporters. So if anything else goes wrong, all your transporters are going to be active at once. So you're not going to be able to beam off the ship.
Do we have an orchestra to play Abide With Me for us, yeah?
Let's see how this goes. So, my question now is, which of you is going to taunt the Daleks to get them to fire?
We're going to fire some rocks at them at some point.
I think that was Krista's idea on the runabout, yeah. There's nothing to say you can't just use a tractor beam or the transporters to beam or into space in front of the Daleks and then shoot it with a phaser to see if that will scatter and hit the shields and cause them problems.
I think it's safer than getting Krista to do it because, as Zoe said, that thing may as well not have shields. It's as good as a shuttle.
But also, if Krista does it, it'll fire at her, not us, which is not what we want.
Yeah. I mean,
Okay.
Krista's got the soccer mom car of Star Trek. That's what she's got. That's essentially what it is.
So maybe we should sort of try to fire one of our phaser things at them.
Okay. Phasers at the ready, eh? Let's go for control plus security, please, to see about shooting them.
I've got 10 and 1. What have you got, James?
9 and 4. So perhaps I should do this one.
Okay.
I get 12 and 3.
The computer is no help. So it's a good thing that you're there. Okay. You fire. I've got to see if the Daleks get out of the way. Oh. Not quite. So, yeah, although they are able to maneuver a little bit, you do manage to hit them with a glancing blow. So, the phasers... They start to turn as if they're not very happy at that. So, coming round, and they are going to exterminate. Let's see how it goes. So, I need control plus security on Daleks. Okay. Right. Can you beat one success with a control plus con, please?
I have 9 and 2. I don't know what Miller or Bussatron has.
10 and 4.
I better go with Miller then.
Okay.
Right.
I need you to try and get out in the way of the Dalek attack.
2 and 17.
Okay, you've got one success against their one success, so it kind of cancels out. They do technically miss, but just because they haven't hit you doesn't mean you can't try to repel them, of course. So, do you want to give it a shot?
Yeah, let's repel them.
Okay. What was it we needed for that? We were doing like a... I can't remember what we did last time. Was it control plus security or control plus science? I'm going to say probably control plus science.
I think James did it. It was something he had more.
Yes, I haven't heard it. Was it not something with engineering?
Yeah, it could be.
Yeah.
Let's do control plus engineering to do this.
I get 9 and 2. What does Miller get?
I'm 10 and 5.
So that's definitely better. What Miller? Why don't you roll this one?
Okay. 4 and 11.
Okay, so both of those are perfectly fine. You've got the successes. So they shoot. You were able to get out of the way, but you still managed to absorb the power into the shields and fire back with the deflector. Let's see if they can get out the way.
It literally looked like you were going Super Saiyan there, Zoe. Just with the way you were moving about.
Hame! Ha! I have never gone Super Saiyan.
This isn't even my final form.
Okay, so they are technically able to get one success against yours, which was 2. So you do hit. Let's see how this goes. So the shot is fired back at them, reflected. It hits. It destroys the shields again for that brief second, at which point the lights dim on the Enigma for a second as the secondary power comes on, because you suddenly don't have a warp core anymore. And now it's on the Dalek ship. So absorb the power. 1980s exercise and aerobics themed t-shirt. I love it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oops. Oh, that would have been great if it had bloody worked. I have no special effects. The Dalek ship. As you see it on your screen, it suddenly begins to glow, and parts start to explode. Boof, 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 boof. There's definitely some kind of cascade reaction going on as the warp core just starts to disintegrate things around it as it explodes, and the matter-antimatter reaction is cascading all the way through the ship. A large amount of the ship almost immediately vaporizes, and what's left is glowing as it fades and fades and fades. So we don't have a Dalek ship anymore. It's more like part of a Dalek ship. So if I can just delete that.
It's like a fried pizza.
This is what's left of the Dalek ship.
Can we get some kind of tractor beam and just drag it into the wormhole from whence it came?
You want to fire it into the anomaly? Oof.
Yes.
Good.
I thought you were just meaning push it into the Delta Quadrant. Deal with it.
I did wonder for a second. Are you sending it to the Dominion?
Sorry, Gamma Quadrant, the Gamma.
Do they know?
Send it back from whence it came and then close the anomaly. There's no point exploring there. Apparently they don't have any cake.
They don't have any cake. I'm sorry. Daleks are not known for their cake. We
Not now
are
they
the
aren't.
masters of exterminating cake. So as you cheer, like, yay, this is wonderful, we are the winners, all hail the Federation and all of that, what's left of the Dalek ship begins to turn and try to maneuver itself around. Because Daleks conquer and destroy. Daleks conquer and destroy. They're going to have another shot at you.
Yeah, balls.
Can one of the other ships come in and have some more argument with them?
Why not? Which ship would you like to move in for your defense? So we've got
what class is that? That Robinson.
That's an Nebula. The Robinson is the most advanced ship in this little fleet of yours. It's a Vesta class, and it's basically a giant flying aircraft carrier with guns on it. It's a starship that houses other starships.
Right. How maneuverable is it?
Very.
Right.
If you imagine Deep Space Nine had the same maneuvering ability as the Enterprise, then you get what this is.
Okay. Right. I want to use that.
Okay.
Whoever the captain is of that, they're going to repeat exactly what something fairly similar. They're going to play bat and ball just like we did, but they don't need probably any nukes or anything. Probably what's left will go fairly easily, and so that's what they're going to do, and they're going to be in front of they need to be in front of wherever we are.
Yeah, you're up in the top left here. That's the Enigma.
Okay.
You can't really move very fast anymore because you haven't got a warp core, but we'll get you another one. So they're coming in to save the day.
Yeah.
Can I just ask a brief question?
Yeah.
Can we do a scan to see whether they have any shields left? Because I imagine after the ship having disintegrated, it's entirely possible they haven't much in the way of shields left.
Very good question. There are no shields.
Well, in that case, can we suggest that the Robinson just fire it with phasers?
Yeah, fire at will.
Yeah.
Couldn't we all hit it with some photons? The whole fleet could just hit it and it'll be blown to bits.
Yeah, you guys don't have much in the way of phaser power left because, as we found out in Star Trek 1, all modern Federation phasers are wired through the warp core for extra power, and you don't have one. But you do have torpedoes.
Let's fire some of those and encourage everyone else to fire their phasers and just everything.
Everybody should fire at will.
Shouldn't we fire at the Daleks?
Yes, preferably at the Daleks.
Maybe one of the Daleks is called Will.
Maybe.
Was called Will.
Yeah, it was called Will.
Let's do this. Let's do. I'm enjoying this. I'm just going to see how the Daleks go on first. Yeah, they've missed. Don't worry about that. An 18 and a 14 is not going to work. So, could I have a control plus security check from you guys? One of you guys on the Enigma, and why not fire the runabouts ones as well? Tapao, would you like to fire at them as well?
Oh, I'd love to do that. Is this the 2D20?
Yes, please.
Right, and what am I looking for?
Control and security.
Control. So that's 14. I've got 10 and 5.
Excellent. So, give me a second. I've got to try. That's 2 successes. Yeah, you're able to fire. The Daleks aren't able to get out of the way of that. So, if you want to fire photons, could I have 6d6, please?
That's a normal dice.
Yeah.
How many?
6.
Right, okay. 2 1s and a 2, and 2 6s and a 3.
Okay, that's a lot of damage. I got so that's 7 in total. Yeah. Okay, 9 in total for the other ships that are firing. Guys on the Enigma, what have you got?
There you go, James.
So what are we looking for? Control and security.
Yes, please.
So I've got 9 and 4, and I've got 13 and 1.
Okay, 9 and 4 is so it's success. Yeah. Could I have 6 6-sided dice as well, please?
6 6 gives me 1 4 6 3 6 4. Total 24 if you want the total.
Okay. Combining everything as everyone just comes in and thinks, it's basically that bit from Star Trek First Contact where they're all firing at the Borg, and then it's like boom, 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 right into the open wound on the side of the ship. This thing is just flying apart. There's explosions everywhere. Bang, 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 and it's gone. You guys have just annihilated an entire Dalek armada and saved the galaxy.
USA! USA!
But isn't the anomaly still open? Aren't there more
The-
ships through? Had we better
The
find a way?
anomaly, the anomaly is still open. Yes.
Right. Do we want to send something through there and see what is on the other side, or do we want to just close it?
I vote for closing it because apparently there's no cake and there are lots of Daleks.
Oh, go on. Send a probe through. Go on.
We maybe do want to know what's on the other side just in case this crap happens again.
I don't like Zoe's face. This seems a bit hazardous. She's a bit. But then the thing is, the fact that we've just destroyed one. I know you guys have not got warp core, but I'm sure we can get another one from Quark's Bar. He'll sell one. He sells everything. So that's okay. Yeah, we should send one through and see what happens, and then if it doesn't look very good, we should close it. If you don't like what you see, shut the shop.
Shut the door and nail it.
Let's just shut the door and nail it anyway. But we should get some information just in case this
Well, you are.
recurs.
You are scientists.
Yes.
Well, sci-fi has a habit of repeating itself. So yeah, let's not leave anything to chance. I really need sleep. Let's not leave anything to chance.
Okay, we won't be much longer then, dude. Don't worry. So, are you firing a probe?
Yes.
As it goes through the anomaly, the video feed starts to crackle a little bit and then stabilizes as it gets to the other side. And what you see on the other side is 1,000 more Dalek ships,
Just
all
close the
heading
door.
this way.
Right.
James, get the welding torch.
Yeah. Let's close that anomaly.
Okay, so standard practice for anomalies. How do we close them? I don't know. Let's have a quick think.
We usually just fire a bunch of stuff at them.
Yeah, probably. Let's have a quick think. How can we science the shit out of this? So,
Can't we just suck it into the buzzard collectors?
a matter inversion. Reverse the polarity on the neutron flow. Let's do this shit. If you all try and fire at the same time, an inverted neutrino stream from the deflectors from all of the ships at the same time, at the same frequency, you might be able to cause a cascade reaction that will destabilize the anomaly and cause it to close up on itself.
Yes, let's do that.
How does that sound? Does that sound like sciencey enough?
Yes, it does.
Technobabble 101. Let's do this. Okay. Could I have a control plus con so that you can fly into the correct formation to do this? We're going to
I've got 10 and 4. What have you got, James?
I've got 9 and 2.
Okay. The other ships are able to move into formation. 10 and 4, 9 and 2. I think Miller's got the higher chance. If you want to try and get into the correct position with your enhanced android abilities.
I've got 19 and 15.
Okay. That didn't quite work, did it?
We don't have a warp core, though. That's probably...
Okay, let's say you've got time to try again because you're a little bit slower.
Maybe one of the other ships is able to assist instead if we're not able to do it.
I've got 6 and 14.
Right. Let's just say we get there. Let's make this work. So you get there just in time. Now, we're going to need this to be done with split-second accuracy. So I'm going to ask Krista to count us down as we all roll 1d20.
1d20.
Oh, hold on. Okay.
Krista, if you would give us a countdown.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
I've lost my dear. Damn it. It's gone on the floor. Oh.
I got 19.
I got 20.
I've got no dice. Fuck it. We're doing it live. Okay. On the correct countdown, fire the neutron beams. They all collide in the center of the anomaly, creating this amazing warping mass of energy and space and reality that for a second looks like the most beautiful array of ideas and concepts and possibilities that you've ever seen. And then all of a sudden it slams shut as the anomaly collapses. And the way to the Dalek world is no more. Congratulations, you have successfully repelled the Dalek fleet and saved the galaxy. It's time for replicated tea and cake and medals all round.
Yay.
Excellent. That sounds like a happy afternoon.
It does indeed.
So we got... What? Cake. I love it. Oh man, I actually enjoyed that. That was fun. It was interesting to have an episode where all we've really done is the final battle, and that was quite interesting. I liked that. That was fun, guys. That pretty much brings us to the end of this season. 9 episodes, not as long as we did last time, but I think it was fun. I'd love to know your guys, your feelings on it, but I'm not sure that how can I put it? I'm not sure I'm a good enough DM to be able to make something of this kind of scale work very well. So I hope you've enjoyed it as much as I have.
It's certainly been entertaining.
That's
Very
what I
enjoyable.
like. Thank you. That's what I like.
What are we doing on Fridays now that we've finished with this particular adventure?
I don't know. That's going to be the question I have to ask myself over the weekend and possibly part of next week as well, is what we'd do next. I'd love to do something interactive, but I don't know what it would be.
Virtual backgammon.
That would be cool. I like backgammon, actually. Backgammon's pretty cool.
I have no idea how to play backgammon.
Can we get a multiplayer stream, different game every week? We could do Among Us or something one week.
That would be cool. I like the idea of that. So something like maybe a game show thing. Like we've done blockbusters on my main shows, and it's been fun. But it's always just been me against the computer. I actually have some board games of blockbusters and stuff like that. We could try that.
Yeah.
That might be
Yeah,
fun.
do a
That
different thing every week, and we all have a sort of a series of different series.
That would be cool. I like that idea. Guys, thank you so much for joining me. And to everyone who's been watching on the stream, thank you as well. I hope you've enjoyed it as much as I have, because it's been a lot of fun. But for now, this is the end of Star Trek Adventures for now. And we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.